Thank you, Gail, and thanks for the opportunity to say a few words. I'm told that the shorter my contributions are, the more popular I become, so I promise to keep it short. But a warm welcome to union editors, comms, production and creative staff, press officers, general council members, and everyone joining online in this celebration of trade union communications. It goes without saying that this has been a tough 18 months. We've faced the loss of loved ones on an unprecedented scale during most of our lifetimes. Everyone's work practices have had to adapt, and quickly, with some working from home and many staying in the workplace right through this pandemic, including in our vital public services, which have been sustained through enormous challenges thanks to our brilliant key workers, healthcare, emergency service workers, posties, delivery drivers, shop workers, transport workers, educationalists, and many, many more. It's truly wonderful to celebrate today with you. Our movement has continued to work so hard, and the entries showcased reflect that. Beyond the pandemic and the health, safety and well-being, we've had Brexit, we won the furlough scheme that protected over 11 million workers, but the self-employed is still struggling. Key worker pay is a massive issue, as is low pay generally, and poverty. And the fight against racism and all forms of discrimination is a major priority for us all. Winning equality must be at the heart of everything we do. Most of us have had to up our game in using digital tools. It's a different world, but our values of solidarity and workplace dignity and justice are timeless and will help us shape our future. Let's get down to this evening's main business. The awards yet again demonstrate the admirable work that goes on daily, innovation, agenda setting, comms across the movement, which we can all take pride in. The entries highlight the brilliant work that unions are doing, both for their members and for the wider community, and your efforts help reps and members keep up to speed and to participate in the union. As ever, we wouldn't have had such good union campaigns without the support and assistance you give in your publications and digital comms. And now to introduce Helen Watson, Head of Communications at NEU, winner of the 2019 Best Communications for Members category, and a judge for this year's awards. Over to you, Helen.
Thank you for asking me to join this judges panel. I think that I speak for fellow judges when I say it's been rewarding and inspiring, but also quite difficult to commend some of these entries over others. My experience of this ceremony is obviously really different from 2019. Last time the NEU won lots of awards, we had free wine and my team all wore good frocks, whereas now most of us haven't been out of elasticated trousers for more than a year. The past 16 months have been tumultuous and have brought many challenges to the union movement. But I can say that all of these entrants have showcased how unions have risen to meet these many challenges. We've seen diverse magazines and campaigns, well curated and planned, with bold design and organisation. Magazines have been incredibly well thought through and packed with great national and global content. Entries have truly represented the dignity of key workers and reflected our member experiences and given them a voice. Moving tributes are made to those who have passed away, and many entries have centred around our people and are engaging, energising and hopeful. We've all had to adapt to a more virtual world with the bespoke content written for email, web and social media, and that's been matched with traditional copy, and frequently it's been beautifully produced and laid out. The designs this year were captivating and innovative, working around rapid shifts in policy and signposting what we needed for our members and reps. The range of original, winning and bespoke campaigns was just fantastic, from global issues to local challenges, and those specific to the key areas that each of the unions work in. But in some ways, all our campaigns have affected us all. The campaign strategy was so strong and full of entries showing how relevant and important the trade union movement has been during the pandemic. So all of this has been really difficult to judge because the bar has been very high. Our entries have shown that the history of the trade union movement is very much alive, and a really good way of showing what trade unionists look like now, how they keep this country running, and how their concerns and happinesses are just the same as everyone else's. The entries have shown our resilience, our successes, and they've raised the bar and the visibility of our work. So congratulations to everyone for the range of incredible and far-reaching entries. This is what trade unionism looks like, and you should be really proud.
I will now read out the results of the 2021 Trade Union Communication Awards in reverse order for each category. Because we're short on time, acceptance and speaking rights are accorded to winners only. First, Best Membership Communication, Print and Digital. This category has always been close to the hearts of many in our comms world. Standards were once again very high. NGSU's Rapport and TSSA's News on the Go magazine were both acknowledged by judges for their impressive entries with strong content and effective design. Equity was commended for its magazine, an eye-catching cover beautifully laid out, a mix of tributes, engaging articles and valuable information for members. Edging slightly ahead, the judges highly commended CWU for their members and retired members magazine, The Voice. A striking front cover, well curated and planned, the magazine exemplifies the breadth of organising work done by members. Also highly commended was FBU's Firefighter magazine, plenty of great content on a wide range of topics, well thought through, and a strong sense of global movement solidarity. But the winner for Best Journal magazine, an outstanding production, is Unison's You magazine for members and their families. Stunning photography and packed with content, this magazine was wholly member focused, full of frontline stories on the pandemic and giving voice to workers and the struggles they face in their working lives. Congratulations, Unison. Over to Martin Cullen, Editorial and Content Manager.
Thank you very much for this award. As the union magazine with the largest circulation and such a diverse group of members to represent, we've always had lots of unique challenges in terms of competing for this award over the years. So the whole team is incredibly grateful that we have been successful this year. And especially this year, as we've all been working remotely on our own with all the problems that means for producing a creative magazine. And this is the Communication to Members Award. With so much physical, human contact denied, we were keen to ensure that the very tangible communication of a magazine through the letterbox wasn't lost to our 1.3 million members, and that it expressed something of what our members were going through. So huge thanks and congratulations to the whole Unison Comms team, Demetrius, Janie, Amanda, Simon, and our wonderful designer, John, all of us working in our own bubbles, but also the great group of freelance photographers who navigated their way through the always changing rules and regulations to get the images they did. But most importantly, thanks to our Unison members. Interviewing our members has always been something of a humbling experience for all of us. During the past 18 months, we've been constantly astounded. I talk about the challenge of working from home, when that simply doesn't compare to the daily miracles they've performed across all the service groups during the crisis. On top of that, to find the time to speak to us in between busy shifts, to be open about their experiences and feelings and fears, which is never easy, felt like an extremely gracious gift. They really did save the nation, and we are all incredibly grateful to them. Thank you again.
Next, for the Best Communication for Reps and Activists Award, transitioning even more to digitalisation was noticeable, and the quality was as high as ever, giving the judges a good field from which to choose. Strong entries from CWU for their 3-day online engagement festival held in September, and FDA's recruitment webinars and supporting media programme, Welcome to the FDA, were acknowledged. Nautilus International are commended for their low-cost and adaptable digital solution, FAQs on COVID-19 coronavirus, to counteract uncertainty for seafarers generated due to the pandemic. Accord was highly commended for its thorough and wide-ranging online rep induction programme, clearly laid out and very well designed. CSP's online induction training for stewards and safety reps was also highly commended for its innovative course using a mix of engaging methodologies. But it was Prospects Entry, Wanted, Union Superheroes, with its captivating content that took the winning spot, with the remit to recruit and retain reps. It showed the hard work and critical contribution that reps make, and was a potent example of using an integrated digital journey with bespoke content. A great job. Here's Andrew Pakes, Director of Communications and Research.
Thank you for this great opportunity to say something about the award. I think it's really pleasing to see not just that we've won this for the TUC this year, but it's in recognition of the work we've done with our representatives. We were really taken at the early onset of this pandemic that for us to have reach as a union across the workspaces we're operating in, then the front line of that is going to be our representatives and union volunteers. And in many ways, I don't think as a society, we've really recognised the work that literally tens of thousands of stewards, representatives and volunteers have played in keeping people safe, supporting co-workers and colleagues, and helping to build the movement during this time. So this was a really important campaign to us. We wanted to firstly recognise the brilliant opportunity it is for members to step forward and get involved as representatives. Secondly, to encourage a more diverse set of people to think about becoming reps, to grow as an organisation ourselves. And also, so thirdly, we wanted to try and test out our new brand and talk to people in a way that wasn't always like what unions have done. And that gave rise to our superheroes campaigns that, not every rep wears a cape, but every rep is a hero in their workspace. So this was a brilliant campaign, and I'd really like to thank Mike Clancy, our General Secretary, for putting his name to something which was quite irreverent for us in tone and style for us as an organisation, but also all of our communications and digital team who worked on this. It wasn't just about reaching out to new members and seeing who could get involved. We ended up with over 200 new activist reps coming out of this, and alongside the initial campaign, we undertook welcome webinars, training and support for them. And on the basis of that, I think we're a much stronger union today. So it is brilliant, and we are very pleased that the TUC has recognised that the real winners, as they say here, are our members because they have more reps looking after them. But this award is a really good way for us to stand back and recognise that effort. So thank you.
The final category this year was for Best Campaign Communications. This category drew a diverse and innovative mix of styles and platforms dominated by film and video. Both ASLEF for its Equalities 2020 campaign and TSSA for its Inclusive Rail campaign focused on diversity and were acknowledged as strong entries. The Unison campaign, No Going Back to Normal, was commended for its crucial drive to ensure that the post-pandemic return to work isn't a return to members being undervalued, under-resourced and underpaid. Also commended was USDOR's Freedom from Fear, Respect for Shop Workers campaign. This is a long-standing fight to tackle abuse against shop workers and strengthen legal protection, even more urgent as aggression has rocketed during pandemic restrictions. Unite's campaign, The Battle for Barnoldswick, which saved the historic Rolls-Royce jet engine site from closure and placed it at the centre of the firm's UK training commitment, was highly commended. Here's a short video clip.
I think Barnoldswick's history is really part of the heritage of Rolls-Royce. Barnoldswick is the birth of the jet engine here with Frank Whittle in the 1940s. And that tradition of innovation, engineering excellence has been maintained, if like, for generations and decades since then.
without the development in Barnoldswick of the Whittle jet engine, where would Rolls-Royce have been? They wouldn't have been in existence.
I do fear for the manufacturing of families, because there's that knowledge of years and years of the processes, what can go wrong, what can go right, little quirks of the processes. And the engineering team in Barnoldswick know that. It's just that inherent knowledge you have that you've built up over the years that you can't replace. Once that knowledge is gone and you've lost those people from the site, and their skills will be lost, and it will be lost forever.
But CWU's campaign takes honours with a powerful and uplifting Christmas advert recognising the vital role in keeping us connected.
Here to install your router for you, mate.
Merry Christmas, Brenda! Bye!
Congratulations to CWU, a fantastic campaign and video. Here's Chris Webb.
I want to say thank you for this award on behalf of everyone in the communications department at the CWU. Really is a major honour for us, and we're chuffed with that. But also, I think the award is owed to our members who throughout 2020 and even before that and subsequently as the pandemic's gone on have done an absolutely stunning job in keeping the country connected, whether that be postal, telecom, financial services or tech members. And of course, at the start of the pandemic, many tens of thousands of our members were designated as key workers. And we had those in the postal services, delivering emergency packages to vulnerable people, to people's families, and making sure that everyone was kept connected and nobody felt isolated during the pandemic. They've done a fantastic job. And our telecom engineers and our tech workers as well, have been able to be the backbone of the home working revolution and the school schooling from home revolution that took place during that period, and they continue to do so and continue to allow us all to work safely. So thank you to them as well for what they've done. And as Christmas approached, we really wanted to market, you see the John Lewis style adverts that go out, and we thought, why couldn't for once it be about real frontline key workers, and why couldn't it be about CW members? So that was the inspiration. And we as a union would pride ourselves on our internal work and what we produce and the content we produce, but we were really pleased to work with a company called Grey Moth, who were absolutely outstanding from the start to the finish. And Grey Moth helped us bring our idea to life, so we want to thank them as well. We launched a video on the 18th of December, which actually poignantly was the same day we reached a massive historical milestone in the negotiations with Royal Mail Group, ending a 2-year-long battle with 2 massive industrial action ballots, and finally on the 18th we reached agreement. So it was very poignant. On that day we released our Christmas advert, and just a few days later it had over 1 million views across our platform. So eat your heart out, John Lewis. So I think in summary, from our perspective, it was so good to see so many of you, other unions, labour movement and beyond, it cutting through out there and getting praise. But what was really fantastic was the outpouring of pride from our members, who were so pleased that the union had showcased the work that they'd done during that period. So the challenge now for us, obviously, is what we're going to do next year. So keep an eye out for the CW Christmas advert. I would finish by saying also, we've done a lot of work on our members magazine, The Voice, and we're very pleased with winning the highly commended recognition in the best communication for members category as well. So thank you to everyone working at CW, and thank you to the judges as well.
It just leaves me to congratulate everyone on such fantastic and inventive work in what has been an exceptional year. I hope you've enjoyed this ceremony and display, and I so look forward to a time when we can do this again in person. I'll now pass back to Antonia Bantz for a few final words.